Hey people, YouTube got my main channel shut down for a week. A movie I posted a couple years ago. I insinuated that there might be a reason for the Democratic Party to have ties with China. And so the way I see it, that's just as good as evidence as fact checkers hitting your post. I clearly used the word if in there. So I suspect everybody that left Twitter, they went and got a job for YouTube, and they're going to inspect everything real closely now. So this is the cloud goddess Yami. She was the twin sister of Yama, the god of death. So she's said to be the lady of life while he's the lord of death. And so lady of life, that would be like warm waters. And so when her brother died, there was no time. The sun always shined. There was no concept of time and days. And so she mourned for no amount of time. The sun never went down. And so it was on her account that God created time and set all the solars in motion. You know, the gods separated the days and nights so Yami understood the passage of time to recover from her sorrow. And so the water simplifies motion, and time is motion. And you'll see it in all the worldwide words for water. You always see that yam in there, or mu. You also see it here in this Hebrew, in all that drink water is the mayim. But it's actually, call, K-A-L-S, calls, time, T-I-M-I. The calls time them. When you see all your men are dehydrated, the calls time them. When you have a 72-hour fuck fest, and loving when calls to time them. Oh, time out. I got to get some water. And this comes up twice like this in Ezekiel 31, 14, and 16. Long lines. And the rest of the time, they say this means two, or they'll give it a couple other meanings. And it's the cause time cycle, the K-Y-C-Y-C-L, the cycle, a minute, the minute will moot, the minute will die, alerts. And so it doesn't mean that there was no time till God set it in motion, but it means, engave them call, and to set yami, to set motion, set the motion, and calls time, and gave words, and gave them calls, names of time, and gave them set Jimmy. Get a better idea if you look up here at the beginning and end of the chapter. It's talking about words of time. And at the end, it's talking about poison, a toxi. A toxi Odin alerts that it intook oralum, not uncircumcised, but by mouth, intook oral. And the M reading here, mit, with, and with shaking it hell. Here and who parole, here and who comes out, and call the moon, the name adding you. So every moon, has a name for a 19-year cycle. But, this word, the moon, there's several words here coming after attack. The hail is going to read backwards and forwards, several of these words. But this is the enema, E-N-U-M-E, backwards. It means medicine in your ass. But it's also, enuma, the enuma elish. Went on high is what they say it means. And they say it's talking about the gods of the heaven, enuma elis. But the two main subjects of the authors of the Bible was time, writing poetry about time, and medicines you could stick in your ass. And so that's what this is about. You can look at the chapters, see it's all, separate liners. It wasn't written in paragraph form until this line 9. It has a seal, and then it starts a paragraph here. And this line 14 will give us some clues here. And so here in 9, you can see why everything began in the garden, the beginning. And all the trees in the garden is the call at sea. Above, is the galaxy. And a cloxy, that's a anal cleansing. And if as it to bear in delu to, who finesse a cloxy, hadn't as or begin the old hymn. And so all the days, they were in a hymn, all the names for the days. And it began the old hymn, comes after the deluge, and you start counting again. So this first line, I don't believe they got any words right in here. But this word here, they playing it off as nothing. But, in the beginning when it says, and God said, let there be, yea, yea, and there was, and yea, there it is, And so this just and it came to pass, but, I often read it as the wage, and it's how you get by your job, and why they enact as reason in solace of a head leads eyed the brevet Ali Lammer. And so this is about time. And so, all and elammer, I say that is to exaggerate, to really lay it on there, elaborate. And the brevet, that's a musical term for quick time, double time, breve, and it's the brave, and all of the brave, ran out in front of the army, the brevet. And, if you're reading music, when you come up to the brevet, you get debris, D-B-R-I, the debris, heavy debris. There's a lot of marks on your paper. And so this isn't 1 in 10. If anything, it's an 8. It's the octos. And why they enact as reason in solace of a head. In solace of, solicit, is try to obtain something from someone. And so as a reason in solace of a head, to try to obtain from the future, to try to see in the future. And that's why all this chapter in bringing them down, that they may never be high enough, from their height, may ever again exalt themselves. Why they enact as reason insolicitive ahead leads I debris, the Ali Lammer. Ali, that's always part of an Arabic name, and that means honorable or something like that. But this looks to be the lotus eye, LHDS. The D can be the T, the lotus, and the O is the mark above the H. That's where they're getting this from. But the lotus eye, that's the eye of Shiva. It means balanced, symmetrical. The symmetrical eye is what it means. Incisive ahead of the lotus eye, the symmetrical eye. Whatever's on this side is going to be on that side. And the debris, the debris and the words have all he lammer in the fast, and elaborate on all the words of time. And so this is something I've been looking for a while here. It ought to give a lot of information. And this is a story about Ben Haddam, a moral for all. The O-E becomes a O-L-E, odal, and it's for all, and them lack. And Ben had from a moral for all them lack. And the ones that's got no morals from a crime of all the moon, and all my damn it in good luck. And all my damn it, to whom are you like? And this will come up in here a couple of times. The ones that I damned, Who are you like? You're made in God's damn it. In all my damn it. All of them, they're like me. All my children's in good luck. And so it looks to be just another honorary burial stone. And down here in line 14, you see it spells dibber different. It spells out D-I-B-U-R. Ben had 'em all your dibber. And so dibber, that's the word they say is word, And I say it means more of a number is a dibber. And that's this word here, dibber. And even on it here it's spelled, D-I-B. If you read the lower marks, the D-I-B-O-R, the dibber, which is a tool used for planting seeds. Just a little poker with notches on the side to tell you how deep you're going. And you can see that all this dibber, is coming, from the heights that may ever again exalt themselves for their height and set their tops and to reach up to them. So the words coming from the height that may ever be high. And so it's coming out of the heavens, where the planets are sitting in the heavens, is your dibber, is your word. And you see that word come up a couple of times down here too. And it's spelled a couple different ways, but you see here in 16 it comes up after that same, at your dibber. At your dibber, and why num, N-H-M-U, why numbers, why numbers. And your dibber who numbers. And then you see this numbers come up again right here with Odin and add number. And I'm sure this is where the word number and member, anything ended with a M-B-E-R, comes from this word. And so I'm going to study in this chapter pretty hard and see if I can figure out exactly how they're pulling the words out. And it's going to help to get a better definition of all the 4-letter names of God, because they're all numbers. They're all positions in the sky that tell you the time. So this chapter is all long lines, and I was going to just read through it and catch some quotes that you recognize instead of try to read the whole thing and bore you to death. But the ones that's on the top, it's because they was the smart. They was smart too. And they got so many different words in here they're giving the height that it's surely going to tell off a bunch in here. But I'm just not feeling it this week, so I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.